Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 23rd April 2025. So let's get started with our discussion, guys. So before getting started, I want to make a small announcement. From Rathod Science Academy, in this year UPSC CSE result, we got 30 ranks. And it's one of the proud moment for our academy. And I want to congratulate the students, not only from our academy, but even from other rankers who got selected from this examination. So I want to congratulate them also. So let's get started and let us see the first article. Yeah, see the title, guys. Very important article of the day. 26 killed in terrorist attack in Jammu and Kashmir region. Okay, so actually what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir? So cloudburst happened, because of that landslides happened, and because of that one important national highway had been stopped the services, and because of this lots of inconvenience for trade, right? And now one more new problem which is now happening in Jammu and Kashmir. So what is that problem? Terrorist attack. Okay, so in our syllabus where we will be studying about this terrorism, so the keyword is terrorism. So it is part of your GS paper 3 under internal security. So what are the things that you have to see, guys? So first you have to know what is the meaning of terrorism. And next you have to see about what is the motto behind it. And you have to see about some important terror organizations or terror outfits which are working in India. And apart from that, different countries are also having different other terror organizations, right? So you have to make a list of terror organizations or outfit which are active now. And next you have to see one important topic called as terror funding. So it is there in news. You have to see what is this terror funding. And also one more important concept will be there, that is state funding terrorism. So in this terror funding, you have to see about this state funding terrorism, which mainly happens in Pakistan. And apart from that, you have to see what are the government measures taken so far to control that. And before that, you have to draw a map of India, and you have to see in which parts of our country, in which year, which attacks happened. You have to know that for sure. And next you have to see what is the way forward. If you are like IPS officer, or if you are an intelligence officer, if you got any reports of terror attack which is going to be happen, then what measures that you can take. So how you'll make your team alert. So in that way you have to think, so that you can address if there is any case study from that area, guys. So you have to think in that way also. So these are the things that you have to see. And now let us see the present article. So a tragic terrorist attack happened in Jammu and Kashmir, which led to the death of around 26 people. And one important point that you have to note is, even in that people who died, there were 2 foreign tourists. This point is very, very important, foreign tourists, and causing injuries to many others. So what happens here, whenever tourists who came from other country to visit some sites in our country, if this kind of attacks are happening and if they are losing life, what will be the impact? Will there any impact on our Indian tourism? Yes. So here we are going to have impact on our Indian tourism. So whenever there is impact on tourism, what happens? Yes, now we are going to have impact on tourism in where? In Jammu and Kashmir. So because of this, what happens? So tourism will be generating some revenue, right? So it will be decreasing now, revenue of that so-and-so area. And even tourism, which also leads to the boost of local economy. So local economy will be getting now affected. And not only that, many people, they will be working as guides. Some people, they will be running tourist hotels or any lodges or anything like that. So here that overall livelihood of the people who dependent on this tourism will be getting affected or not? Yes. So this will be the impact of tourism. And even what happens if foreigners are dying in India? So will they have the good name regarding this India? No. Again, it will be like naming and shaming of India, right? And even whatever the soft power we have, will we losing that or not? Again, the soft power will be losing. So all these will be the impacts. And next, if you see the next important point, political repercussions. So actually what happening here is, okay, our Prime Minister is on visit to which country? Saudi Arabia. And not only that, recently US and India met happened, right? So because whenever we are having this kind of things, then what happens? Internationally, India's name will be affected. So there will be lots of political ramifications and lots of the questions which come into existence now, like how and what are enforcement people you're doing in this Jammu and Kashmir, why they are not guarding properly, why they cannot combat this terrorism. So this kind of questions are coming now. And even we can understand that there is increasing of terrorist activity. So what about our counter-terror mechanisms or counter-terror operations, what we are doing? Okay, so these things that you have to remember. And what is the meaning of terrorism? Terrorism is nothing but it is a use of violence or it is a use of threat to create fear. Typically, why? To achieve political or ideological or religious goals. And if you're talking about terrorism in India, so if you see the attacks in India, so here you have to remember from this 1993 Bombay bombings. It is related to Dawood Ibrahim. And this one is Parliament attack happened 2001. And it is related to Jaish-e-Mohammed and as well as elite, that is Lashkar-e-Taiba. They are terror organizations. And this one is Mumbai 26/11 attack on hotel. Especially there is also one movie called as Major, which mainly shows about this terror attack in that Taj Hotel. And it is also related to Lashkar-e-Taiba. And this one is Indian Airlines had been hijacked in year 1999. It is related to Harkud-ul-Mujahideen group. And this one is Godhra train burning in 2002 in Gujarat. And this one is Delhi bombings in 2008 and Uri attack in 2016, Pulwama attack in 2019, and before that in 2013 there was attack in Hyderabad. Okay, so these are the recent terror attacks which happened in India. Try to draw a map of India and try to locate those events along with year. And next one here is you have to say about how this terrorism, it is a threat to our national security. So first one here is whenever terror attacks are happening, what happens? They'll use bombs, right? Or they may hijack the planes or trains, etc. So because of this, obviously there will be loss of life and as well as loss of property. And next one here is whenever this kind of terror attacks happens. So if you see these movies which are related to this terror attacks, or like hijacking of aeroplanes or hijacking of trains, there you can understand that governments will be getting pressurized from their senior officials and even on the ground level from people also they'll be getting pressurized. So will this governance will be stable? No. So government making process, that is governance will be not stable during this terror attacks. And this one is obviously whenever there is loss of life and loss of property, there will be impact on our economy, right? Economic consequences will be there. And even there will be decreasing of tourism, decreasing of investments, and even for government, there will be increasing of cost for increasing of security, and even they have to repair and reconstruct what are the things that had been demolished, right? And this one is, if you see from international relations also, so here the name and fame will be gone. And next important one here is now we have to make agreements with other countries for sharing of information. For example, if you're talking about LET, that is Lashkar-e-Taiba. So in which countries they are operating? So why they are doing attacks in India? And we have to come in contact with that so and so country where this is operating. So that we have to go for collaborations for counter-terror measures also. And next one here is cyber tourism is also an important threat. And even whenever loss of lives are happening, then what happens? Obviously, it will lead to violation of human rights. Okay, and even there will be long-term impact on the country. Okay, so these are the things that you have to remember, guys. And now let us see the next article. Title says Vance calls for closure ties between US, India in defense and energy sectors. So actually this Vance is nothing but like US Vice President. So US Vice President and India, they are talking about what? Defense cooperation as well as energy sector cooperation. So from which subject we can see? We can see it from India-US relations, right? So here this article is from India-US relations. So from which subject we can see, guys? From GS paper 2 under international relations. So whenever you are seeing any two countries which are in news, then you have to see some areas. What are they? So first you have to see about history. So when the relationships had been started. And apart from that history, you have to see important areas of cooperation. And next you have to see about what are the concerns between those countries. And next you have to see about what is the way forward. And from prelims point of view, you have to see whether those two countries, India and US, are part of which groupings. Whether they are any part of groupings or whether they are part of any organizations together. So you have to see that. And next one is you have to see economy of that country also, very, very important. And now whenever you are writing any answer regarding this India-US relations, now you can add this point that Vice President of US and India had talks regarding cooperation between these two countries in defense and as well as energy sector. So in this way, you can improve your value addition for your answer. So now let us see this article clearly. So if you see the context, it is saying that during his visit to India, US Vice President emphasized the importance of US-India relations. And also, they are saying that this partnership is very, very important, especially in shaping 21st century world. So whenever you are reading about that present article, you have to also recollect what happened in the recent past. So what is happening between India and US? So there is a trade war like situation which is going on. Yes. And even not only trade war, so they said that we are going to improve our trade. And actually there is one target, that is target 500, right? So that is nothing but we have to increase the trade between India and US. So like that you have to recall what happened in the recent past also and try to connect with this present context so that you can remember it for long. And in this exercise you will be recalling something so that you can remember and as well as you can recall the things so that you can write a very good multi-dimensional answer along with the proper substantiation of your argument. So now let us see the details. So if you see the details, it is saying that there is growing US-India collaboration. So because of this defense and energy sector memorandum of understandings or whatever the agreements that we are going to come in the future, so we can understand that there is increasing of cooperation between which countries, India and US. So it is very, very important because both countries are having a common ambition, that is Indo-Pacific region. So both countries, they want to improve their presence and as well as to ensure safe and as well as security in this Indo-Pacific region. And this one is because of these agreements, what happens? Bilateral relations will be improved or not? So there will be increasing of bilateral relations. And actually this trade deal, it is based on the enhancement of economic ties. So economic ties and trade is nothing but increasing of imports and as well as exports. So that what happen? It will lead to the increasing of economic growth and as well as overall development of both the countries. And this one is whenever they are having this kind of agreements in the trade, whenever they want to increase their exports, first of all, we have to improve our production, right? So because of improvement of production, what happened? Obviously, job creations will happen. That means unemployment rate can be reduced. And even we are focusing on economic growth and as well as supply chain resilience as well. And this one is they're also focusing on energy. In energy, they are focusing on renewable energy, that is nuclear energy. Especially America said that we are going to support India's nuclear ambitions. Okay, especially we are focusing on renewable energy. So we are focusing on this nuclear energy. That is the thing which mainly said, nothing more than this. And now let us see the next article. Tidal says Neeri told to study impact of industrial units on Taj Mahal. So in this image, you can see beautiful monument, and it's one of the 7 wonders, right? So it is Taj Mahal. So where it is located? It is located in UP. Okay, Agra in UP. Okay, so here, whenever you are getting this kind of architecture or art or any dance forms or any festivals, from which subject it is important? It is important from your art and culture, which comes under GS paper 1. So here, which is a monument given? Taj Mahal. So in the recent past also we discussed about this Taj Mahal. What was the reason? So if you can recall that reason, we can connect with this. So that time we studied that, yes, Taj Mahal is made up of which stone? Marble, that too white marble. What is the problem with this white marble? The color change of this white marble is happening. For what? What is the reason? Reason here is there is one small insects which are living in the nearby across this banks of river Yamuna, and because of that shit of that insects, it is converting white marble into dark grayish green color, like that we had discussions, right? Yes. So again, this is the continuation of that so and so article. And here now, Neeri directly told to study what is the impact of industrial units. So at that time we discussed about so and so insect which is coming and which is shitting on this marbles, and that is linked to the changing of color. And not only that is the only reason for this damage of this Taj Mahal, but even because of pollution which is coming from different industries. So as you all know that whenever industries are going for manufacturing of anything, it will release harmful pollutants into atmosphere. So because of this harmful pollutants, what happens? It will be causing damage to this kind of marbles. So now Neeri is directly saying to study about what is the impact of industrial pollution on Taj Mahal. And recently 2 days ago also there was a news in the paper that Yamuna, river Yamuna, you know, right? So this Taj Mahal which will be present on the banks of this river Yamuna, and it's one of the very highly polluted river in our country. And because of that pollution, so this white color foam which is moving or which is floating on this water which is on this river Yamuna. So because of this, yes, now again because of that pollution, even there will be the impact on this Taj Mahal also. That is the thing which mainly said. So now let us see this article. So here Supreme Court tasked Neeri with studying the impact of glass industries on Taj Mahal. Which industries? Glass. So where you'll be studying about this glass industries? In your economy, and as well as in your geography also you'll be studying this topic, right? So while you are writing any answer regarding glass industry, try to make a note that because of glass industry there is an impact on what? Taj Mahal. So here you can also get a case study in your ethics, guys. They'll say that you're working in a glass industry as a manager or any other post they'll give you, and they will ask you, like they will give a situation like because of the pollutants which is released by your so and so industry, which is the major cause of damage of Taj Mahal. So a recent report released from your industry which clearly shows evidence of the pollutants coming from your industry is causing harmness or causing dangerous or anything. So as a manager, the report came to you. Okay, so what are the options which are present with you and what will be your course of action? So in this way also you may get a case studies. So case studies from ethics or from your current affairs. So if there are anything which is happening, if there is any study regarding that, if there is any report which released on based on that only, you will be getting 5 to 6 case studies, guys. Okay, you have to be very much careful about that, especially environment, economy, and child labor, child marriages, drug trafficking. Okay, so like that you will be getting case studies in your ethics. Okay, so for that you have to be prepared now itself. So now let us see some facts regarding this Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal was completed in year 1653. And who built this Taj Mahal? Shah Jahan. Okay, so the emperor's favorite wife for this Mumtaz Mahal, who died in childbirth. So for her, Shah Jahan built this. Okay, and one important and interesting fact you have to remember is emperor and his wife both are buried here. And Taj Mahal is pinkish in the morning, milky white in the evening, and golden when the moon shines, according to a legend. So, and even this Taj was declared as UNESCO's World Heritage Site, and also attracts millions of visitors from India, not only from India and even other countries every year. Okay, so if you see the problem now this Taj Mahal is facing is marble white color, which is turning into yellowish and to brownish green color. Okay, and even some illegal activities or illegal business are going on near the western gates of the monument. And not only that, industries, vehicles nearby this Mathura, petroleum refineries are releasing toxic gases like sulfur dioxide, which is harmful for the both monument and as well as people in this vicinity. So what happens whenever there is increased sulfur dioxide concentration in atmosphere, which causes acid rains. So will this acid rains are good for the marbles? No. So that is the thing. Those are the concerns which are mainly faced by this Taj Mahal now. And if you see here, what is this NEERI? NEERI is nothing but National Environmental Engineering Research Institute. So whenever you are getting any organization in news, so you have to know the basic facts. That there will be not there in your books also. You have to use some resources like Google and you have to find it out, guys. So NEERI, it is a premier research institute and it is created and funded by Government of India. And this organization is dedicated for environmental science and engineering. And this institute, it is also it is having a primary mission to conduct research and as well as developmental activities. Especially, it will do research and developmental activities regarding environmental management, pollution control, and also sustainable development. And it comes under Ministry of Science and Technology. Okay, and when it was established near 1958 itself, and will be focusing on water supply, sewage disposal, communicable diseases, industrial pollution. Okay, so because of this industrial pollution, now NEERI got this task. Okay, now let us see the next article. Title says, a move that endangers right to vote. So actually, there was a question on this right to vote. Right to vote is a fundamental right or not? Is that a fundamental right? Yes or no? Fundamental right? So which article says about this right to vote? It is not a fundamental, it is a constitutional right. Okay. So here, that was the question which asked in 2017, I guess. Okay, so actually here, why this article is in news? Because recently, Election Commission of India came up with a push. What is that push? To link your Aadhaar card with voter IDs. So because of this is in news. Actually, this article entirely saying about what are the negatives which are caused if you are going for linking of your Aadhaar card with your voter IDs. And this article is important from your GS paper 2 under polity, guys. So this article is saying that the linkage of Aadhaar with voter ID in India is set to introduce significant challenges. So this article is saying about only challenges and as well as risks that we are going to have if you are making this linking of Aadhaar with voter IDs compulsory, 100% mandatory. So what are they? So actually here, the mechanism of coercing voters into providing their Aadhaar number, which contradicts the principle of voluntary participation democratic process. So why you need this voter ID? To vote. So when you will be getting this voter card or voter ID, so when you attain age of 18 years. So which amendment act? 61. So earlier it was like 21 years, but it had decreased to 18 years. And which amendment act? 61st Amendment Act. So it also like given in your UPSC prelims. Okay. So if you got 18 years, then you will be having voter. You can get this voter ID and now you are eligible for cast your vote in election process. So in what happens in this election process, you will be electing your representative, right? That means you are participating in democratic process. So is that compulsory 100%? That is that mandatory that you have to participate in this voting? No, it is voluntary, right? So because of this voluntary only, now we have voter turnout, it will be like 60 to 70%, not more than that. So actually what happens whenever you are asked to make 100% sure that is mandatory linking of Aadhaar card with your voter ID, it will be affecting this principle of voluntary participation democratic process. First important concern. And next one here is the new requirement for citizens to justify their absence of Aadhaar imposes unreasonable demands on certain populations, including elderly and people with disabilities. And especially some elderly people and even people with disabilities, sometimes if they don't know, if they don't have this Aadhaar card, can they link with voter ID? No, right? So this will be also one important problem for the vulnerable peoples. And next one here is sometimes there is misuse of Aadhaar as identification. Okay, actually Aadhaar card. So on this Aadhaar card in 2018, there was a prelims question. And I can remember that question like in the second statement, they gave that it is giving citizenship. I said it is not at all a citizenship card, right? So actually this Aadhaar card, it is not a proof of your citizenship. It is just ID, unique Aadhaar card, unique ID, right? So if you are giving your information, then what happens? It will lead to misuse of information, because in that Aadhaar card, you won't give only your name or date of birth, and even you will be giving your fingerprints and even your iris scan, right? That is very unique to a person to person. No two human beings will be having the same fingerprints or same iris. So because of this, it will lead to the violation of data. Sometimes they can't protect the data. And next one here is earlier our government was failed. So when we connected or when we linked this Aadhaar card with this voter IDs, so millions of people's names they had been removed. So because of this, again, if you are linking and if you are making this mandatory, and again there will be a concern. And this one here is there is also a threat of surveillance and manipulation. And this one here is we don't know whether the data after they collected for what they'll use, and even misuse of data, right to privacy, again it is a fundamental right. So all things will come into picture. So these are the challenges and the risks that we have if you are linking your Aadhaar card with your voter ID. And now let us see the next article. Title says exploring India's potential in Arctic region. So actually what is problem in this Arctic region? Yes, global warming is happening. There is a permafrost which is melting. So because of this, the regions of ice is converting into water, and now many countries, especially this Arctic Council, they are fighting for getting of resources. And this Arctic region is very much high. It is having the high potential of natural gas and as well as crude oil reserves. And every country is looking at this, and even India is looking at this region. So here, if you see about India's presence in Arctic region, so if you see this paragraph, you can understand that, yes, India is having one Arctic research base, and the name of that Arctic research base is Himadri. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to remember, nothing more than that. So, and I also gave you a mains question regarding this Arctic region, I guess. So if you have wrote that answer, then same thing. So just revise that, then your work is done. So these are the some important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this class, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy.